Unless you learn to face your own shadows, you will continue to see them in others, because the world outside of you is only a reflection of the world inside you. Good morning, all of you. Welcome to 372nd chapter meeting of Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest. As every club has the missions, similarly, our club has the mission, and Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. There are few rules which you have to follow throughout the meeting. So the rule number 1, please switch off your phone on silent mode. Please mute your microphone unless instructed by the TMOD. Please keep your video on unless you have the issue with bandwidth. Microphone and video options are in the bottom left corner of the Zoom window. There are more rules as well. Please do not share your screen unless instructed by the TMOD. You can use the emoji, thumbs up, and claps to react throughout the meeting. For role players and especially for speakers, it is advised to pin the timer window. The correct way to greet is good morning, Madam President, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guest. And last but not least is please maintain a broad smile throughout the meeting. Now let's begin with the guest introduction. Are there any guests in meeting? Let me check.
Hello. Hi, this is Anish here. I am guest for today. I'll just switch on my video just a second. Hello all.
Yeah. Hi. You can tell about your name, what is your profession and how you came to know about today's meeting. Go ahead.
Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Anish Thotrikar. I am from Pune, born and brought up. By profession, I used to be an statutory auditor. Right now, I am in between job and higher education. So I am exploring what all opportunities I have around. And about Toastmasters, I came to know about it from my brother. He is a member of Toastmasters in Germany. He suggested that I should join a club around Pune and see what all avenues I can explore and how that can develop, that can help me in my personal development.
Thank you. Welcome to Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest.
Thank you.
Do we have another guest?
Yes, we have Dipak as well.
Dipak, can you turn on your camera and tell us about yourself?
Am I visible? Am I audible?
Perfect. You are audible and visible.
Thank you so much. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, Toastmasters. And this is the first meeting I'm attending. And about me, my full name is Dipak Kukade, and I do stay at Wakad. And about my professional life, I am a process trainer. I am working as an assistant manager training with the WNS Global Services that's located in Viman Nagar. And about Toastmaster, how would I come to know about it? So I was just surfing through YouTube, and then I came to know about a few of the videos there about international Toastmasters. So I watched a few of the videos. I really liked it. And, I really liked the way how exactly those were presented. So I thought of searching more about Toastmaster, and then I, landed up on the Toastmaster International website. And then there was an option to find a club, and then I found a club, and then I get to connect with Jitendra. So Jitendra was very kind enough to explain me in detail about it. So he sent me that invite. He added me in the group, and then, today I am here to attend this particular meeting to experience what exactly Toastmaster Club does. So it's an amazing environment here. So thank you so much for that.
Wow, what a detailed introduction. Welcome to Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest.
Thank you so much.
Do we have other guests?
We have Akshay as well. Mayur.
Hi Akshay, can you turn on your camera and tell us about yourself?
So can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. All right. So hi everyone. My name is Akshay. I stay in the Pinterest Saudagar at Rose Icon Society, and I work with BNY Mellon as a team lead. So I got to know about Toastmaster a couple of years back in my previous organization, as well as there was also a discussion in our current company also. So for some time I was looking to join Toastmasters club, but couldn't take out time. But now I have some time, so I thought of joining it. So yesterday I spoke to Jitendra. He gave me all the details, and then I thought about attending a session today and to see how this works. So looking forward to get more understanding.
You made a really great decision. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest.
Thank
Do
you.
we have other guests?
I think I'm not sure. Durga, are you a guest?
Hi Durga.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you tell us about yourself?
Yes, I am Durga Rajagopal from Chennai. I am working as a teacher. I cannot attend Chennai meeting on Saturday. That's why I'm requested to join in Pune meeting club.
Nice. Welcome to Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do we have other guests? Please turn on your camera and please give us introduction of yourself.
Hi, my name is Kavita. I am from Ocean Toastmasters Club. Uh, I'm doing mobile application training and development. For improving communication and leadership skill, I would like to attend the meeting. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Great. Thank you. Welcome to Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest.
Thank you.
I think Chandrakant is there. Chandrakant, can you introduce yourself to the club?
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Chandrakant. So this is my second meeting as a guest, and so actually I'm ex-Toastmaster of this club. So just looking forward to join again. Yeah.
Great, Chandrakant. Welcome to Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest again.
Yeah.
I think that's it. If anyone is guest there, please introduce yourself. Otherwise, we will proceed ahead. I think that's it. Okay, now let's move on. Now, let's move on and welcome our president. So our president is someone who is content strategy manager at Future Market Insights. And if you talk about her hobbies, there are a couple of hobbies, but to list, she is the graduate in Bharatnatyam and she has the fond of reading and composing poems. Now, please put your hands together and welcome presiding officer DTM Minal ma'am.
Thanks, Toastmaster Mayur, for that energetic opening of the meeting. Glad to go ahead. Now, before I start with the presidential address, I would request each and everyone to observe silence for 2 minutes to revere our beloved late Lata Mangeshkar ji. Timer, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, you could instruct us once the 2 minutes are done with.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. And I sincerely thank you all for joining me in revering our Nightingale of India. Now, when we have opened up the topic of late Lata Mangeshkar ji, me talking about her or any one of us talking about her would be like a chota muh badi baat. But as a mark of respect, just recalled an incident and I would like to share it with you. It was way back in the year 1983 when India had unexpectedly won the World Cup, and it was the biggest upset in the history of Indian cricket. And the entire equation changed after that. People started looking at cricket from a very different perspective and a very positive perspective. Now, the problem over there was the BCCI or even the entire world had not anticipated that India would be lifting the World Cup. And at that time, means way back in 70s and 80s, the cricket players weren't paid much. In fact, they used to play cricket part-time because they knew that they are not going to earn their livelihood by playing cricket full-time. All of us know about that. And for the World Cup squad, after the team lifted the World Cup on 25th June 1983, at that time, BCCI did not have enough funds to felicitate them. What they had decided was that we will be paying 2,000 rupees to each player who was a part of the World Cup squad. But then, as wishes and praises started pouring from all over, the BCCI thought that 2,000 is a very paltry amount to pay to the players who have done the unthinkable, who have done the impossible. What to do now? And at that time, Raj Singh of Dungarpur, he was one of the essential parts of Indian cricket at that time. He approached Lata Didi and he said, he requested her that would you like to go for a show, a public show at Delhi, Firozshah Kotla Stadium. And we would request you to not charge for that show. Because if you're going to perform, we will be selling the tickets in millions and billions. And whatever we will gain out of that show, we will distribute that money to our players who have won the World Cup. So that will encourage our players and encourage the youngsters to take up cricket as a serious profession. And without giving a second thought, Lata Didi said yes. And she had also put up a condition that you're not going to tell the cricket players that where did this money come from, because I don't want to be in limelight. I would love to be at the backstage only. I would love to felicitate to see the players getting felicitated. And then she went on to perform there. And after that, each player who was supposed to get rupees 2,000, the players who were the part of World Cup squad, every player ended up getting rupees 1 lakh. So that was the charisma of Lata Didi. And this thing had never come to the light till date. It came after she passed away. So that was the humility that Lata Didi had in her. We all respect her for her exceptional talent. But more than that, we all respect her because she was very much affable. She was very much approachable. And she had bootstrapped herself every single day by rising a level upwards in terms of humility. She never shied away from helping any junior. None of the juniors would go to her with a heavy heart or a heavy mind that if I approach a person of this stature, how would she react? No, she was very, very approachable. Not just that, from 1980s onwards, she refused accepting the Filmfare Awards because she had firmly drafted a letter to the Filmfare Committee that now enough of me being in limelight, give chance to the youngsters. Let them be nominated, let them get the awards. I won't be into picture henceforth. So that was the humility she had. And along this note, I would love to start this meeting here. Just one small announcement here. Now, as it's the month of February, today it's the 13th of February. And now we have to renew ourselves to be Toastmasters so that we can be beneficial. We can be the beneficiaries of the values that Toastmasters stands for. It's the renewal time. And this time around, the ExCom committee has come up with something which has never been done in the history of TMCP Northwest. And I'm happy to share that the XCOM has already renewed and they are not going to be the part of any of the offers being rolled out. So this is completely meant for the members. And regarding that, our VP Education and Toastmaster Jitendra will spill the beans towards the end of the meeting. So you have to stay tuned till the end of the meeting. And this applies for the guest as well. So on this note, I transfer the control to our Toastmaster of the day, our very energetic Toastmaster Jay. Over to you, Toastmaster Jay.
Thank you, Madam President, for the insights which you have shared with all of us. Definitely, it means a lot for us. It means a lot for us. And the surprise which you kept for all of us by our VP membership, I don't know what he is having in his bag. Maybe the cat will come out after some time. Let's see. So let's go ahead. So we already discussed about the theme. Let's touch upon once again the same point. The theme is raise yourself to cast shadows. It means we have to grow. We have to be as rich as possible, yes. But at the same time, we must be grounded. Our root must be grounded on earth. Once we leave left that, nothing will be there. And there are too many people who are having billions in their accounts, but nobody knows them. But there are people on earth, in our India, in our club, everywhere, who are humble, who are still grounded. And before we go ahead, so maybe you are expecting, I will take an example of Bill Gates, Ratan Tata, anyone. Yes, all are humble members. But I would like to give a very lovely name, Distinguished Toastmaster Vinod. And why I'm taking this name? So he is in logistic industry from last 33 years. He's also meeting our presidents, ministers on a monthly basis. And he's the only member who is representing Indian logistic industry. He's the only member who's representing Indian logistic industry, and still he's with us. And I hope most of the members who are available here already experienced. He's just a call away. So he is the best example what I can say right now, and that to raise yourself to cast shadows. With this, let me go ahead in the meeting. Our meeting, there are few announcements in the beginning itself. First, agenda change. So now, for Dipak, Toastmaster Dipak's speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Meenal, as earlier evaluator Toastmaster Pradeep is having some emergency, so he left the meeting. Now, a part of this, no more changes as per the agenda. What else? One thing, we will follow the old format in which Toastmaster of the day is calling all the role players, introduction, and doing the evaluation session also. And general evaluator will share his feedback at the end, how we did. Second change, we will not do the polling back to back. We will do the polling at the end. Table topic session, evaluation session, role player, auxiliary role player, all voting will be happen at the end. It could help us to save time. Only the speaker we will take in advance. The reason is very simple. So the evaluator could not influence the votings. That's the only reason. Now with this, let me call our role player. Our first role player was Mayur. He was software engineer and playing chess. Super. If we are having energetic Toastmaster Sergeant at arm like Toastmaster Mayur, amazing. Then our president with Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Meenal, that we already introduced. Now the next role player. Next role player is Mayuresh Ahirao. Toastmaster Mayuresh Ahirao is our grammarian. He's software engineer and hobbies are reading, tracking, playing guitar. Toastmaster Mayuresh, are you ready?
Yes, Toastmaster of the day.
Now
Toastmaster Jay.
lift the curtain and share the word of the day and phrase of the day with us.
Sure. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. And good morning, Madam President, Toastmaster of the day, and fellow Toastmasters of Toastmaster Club of Pune Northwest. I am Mayuresh Ahirrao, Toastmaster, grammarian for the 372nd Toastmasters meeting of TMC PNW Club. Hereby introducing the word of the day as well as the phrase of the day. So, without further ado, before that, please allow me to share my screen. Team mode.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, here I'm sharing it. Are you able to see?
Yes, we can see the
Yes.
picture.
So what do you see here? A person wearing shoes or other boots. So that is what our word of the day is today. That is bootstrap. Now this word is a noun as well as a verb. In noun form, it means this a small strip by which we pull the boots up, and when we use it as a verb, it means pulling yourself up without any external help. So bootstrap is very much a part of a boot, and that's what we use to pull the boot up. So when we use it as a verb, it means we are using our own potential, ourselves to pull ourselves up. So that is our word of the day, bootstrap. As for the phrase of the day, it is grasp the nettle. Now, what you might be wondering, what is the nettle? So a nettle is this kind of a weed, much similar to like the Congress weed that grows around you might have seen in your neighborhoods or in your farms. And when we pull that up or grasp it, it gives us a sting and our hands itch. But for the long run, it is very much helpful for us to remove such weed. And that is the meaning of the phrase of the day, grasp the nettle. To do something which is unconventional to you, unconveniencing to you at the time being, but it is having the long-term effects. As for the examples of, okay, now I will be stopping the sharing of screen. And as for the examples of the word of the day and the phrase of the day, for word of the day, the example is his father has bootstrapped himself out of rural poverty to earn a university degree in business. The second example might be, I meet a young engineer who had bootstrapped a company to offer mobile internet advertising services and brands. As for the phrase of the day, grasp the nettle, there is a huge economic opportunities from net zero if we grasp the nettle early. Or for self-growth, you need to stop making excuses and grasp the nettle. Apart from introducing the word of the day and phrase of the day, I will be monitoring the meeting for the good use of grammar, the not so good use of grammar, where we can improve every member, and also keeping count of the usage of word of the day and phrase of the day. Before handing over to you the Toastmaster of the day, I would like the members to try the word of the day and or phrase of the day in their phrases, if you like, please.
Toastmaster of the day had bootstrapped itself many years back to create this wonderful club, and members should grasp the nettle to take the benefits of this wonderful club as soon as possible.
Excellent. May I please know your name, because it was not highlighted here.
Jitendra.
Yeah, TM Jitendra. Thank you, TM Jitendra. Anyone else who would like to give it a try?
May I try, Toastmaster Mayuresh?
Yes, please.
Yeah, Toastmaster Venkatesh here.
Yeah, hi.
Grasp the nettle to bootstrap your career.
Excellent.
May I try?
Yes, please.
If we receive the cooperation and some money, the area will lift itself by the bootstraps.
Excellent use, Sergeant of Arms Mayur.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mayuresh.
Thank you
for sharing the word of the day and phrase of the day with all of us. I will request each and everyone, if you want to remember it, if you want to register it on your mind, then use it. You can use right now, or you can just create some sentences and then send it in chat box. perfect, but use it. Now the next role player. Our next role player is our counter, Toastmaster Abhisek Negi. May you know Toastmaster Abhisek? Let's skip it. First, we will go ahead with the other role players. So Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Toastmaster Chandrasekhar is our timer. He is a teacher, trainer, and coach for many people and helping each and everyone to uplift in their life. His hobbies are watching cricket matches and listening music.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. As a timer, it's my duty to keep track on the time and each and everything that happens during the meeting and instruct all the role players about the timing guidelines. Let me share some of the timing guidelines. For the prepared speeches, the timing guidelines are 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5, I will change my virtual background to green. At 6, I will change my virtual background to yellow. And at 7, I will share my background to red. And for all the role players, I will be sharing the details in the chat box. As soon as you see the red cards, it's time for you to bootstrap your speech and conclude it. With that, I would like to hand it back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, timer Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Thank you. Now our next role player. Our next role player is active listener. Active listener is Toastmaster Venkatesh. Toastmaster Venkatesh is in product marketing and hobbies, watching cricket matches and listening music. We will definitely ask which type of song he likes most. However, now let me ask him to introduce only his role. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Jay. Presiding Officer, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmaster, and dear guests. Very good morning. Today, I'm playing an active listener's role. And before I explain, let me tell you why we all are here. We all are here to improve our speech. We want to become a good speaker. And if you want to become a good speaker, we have to be a good writer. And if you want to become a good writer, we have to be a good listener. So today I'm playing a active listener's role, and I'm going to test your listening skills. I will help you to improve your listening skills. So be active and be attentive. I will come up with some of question in the end, which will be clearly based on the entire meetings and speeches from the speaker. So you have to answer my questions. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Jack.
Thank you, active listener. Now I would like to call our counter. Today, our counter role will play by Toastmaster Mayur. Toastmaster Mayur, are you ready?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Good morning, Madam President, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. As a R counter, it's my responsibility to keep track of the filler words. So whoever is using the R's, pauses, and any sort of filler sounds, then I will make the usage of the words, and at the end, I will come up with my report. Thank you, and back to PMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mayur, our R counter. Now the next role player is our journal evaluator. Journal evaluator will be played by distinguished Toastmaster Vinod. So I already spoke about him, so let me call directly on stage. Vinod, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Toastmaster of the Day, Madam President, all lovely friends, Toastmasters, guests. My role is to evaluate the meeting in general. I'll speak about all the role players, how they played well, what were the flaws, and where the flawless meeting was there. How was the energy? I will not evaluate speakers, because speakers are going to be evaluated by evaluators, but I will evaluate all the role players. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Journal Evaluator. Now let's go back. So before we go ahead, let me share very small insights about the meeting that will help each and everyone who are available and a part of this meeting. Today, we we are having 4 sections. Section number 1, in which we will have the prepared speeches. Section number 2, we will have an education session by our lovely guest, beloved guest, that we will introduce. Third session is table topic session. Table topic session will definitely help each and everyone, because that is more important than anything in our life. Whenever a wife call you and ask you a question, and you have to prepare some story around it, that could help you, or even your boss. The fourth section is for the evaluation, in which all the evaluators will come on the stage and then share their feedbacks. Now, with this, let me start the section number 1, speech session. Are you all ready for this? Great, let's go ahead. So today our first speaker is Toastmaster Dipak. He's BCA graduate and MBA aspirant. Hobbies: reading books, watching web series and movies, learning new skills. And evaluator for him is distinguished Toastmaster Meena, our president. Madam President, are you ready to share the objectives of the speech? We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Please remove headphones.
Yes, now we can.
Okay. So the first speaker, that is Toastmaster Dipak, he has chosen the path strategic relationship, and he is attempting his project 2 from level 1. The project is writing a speech purpose. Just hold on. Let me read out the objectives. The purpose of this project is to learn or review the basic methods for writing a speech with a definite purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. The speech length would be 5 to 7 minutes, which means green at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7. And a grace period of 30 seconds would be given. After that, it would be mute.
Thank you, DTM Meena. Thank you, DTM Meena. So now, speaker 1. Let me share a little bit more information and repeat the same thing again. Path, strategic relationship, level 1, project 2, project writing a speech with a purpose. Title, importance of purpose in life and ways to find purpose. Time limit, 5 to 7 minutes. So speaker, please try to speak something so that we can hear. Say good morning.
Good morning all.
Perfect. Audio is clear, video is clear. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Jay, for my introduction. I hope many people present in this meeting are knowingly or unknowingly aware about their purpose of life. What I mean by that, knowing purpose of life means knowing what we live for. Whether it can be being famous or being master in the field that you are working, or being rich, or doing something in life which for which people will know you. Everyone's purpose of life is different. Good afternoon, Toastmaster dignitaries, Madam President, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Today, I will tell you about 2 reasons why having purpose in life is important, and 2 ways to find purpose of your life. But before explaining that, let's clearly understand what is a purpose. Let's take an example. Few decades ago, we used to go to local blacksmiths to purchase knives and sharp our tools. Suppose you have gone to such a blacksmith and ask him to make a knife for you. he will surely ask you, what sort of knife do you want? A pen knife, a kitchen knife, a butcher's knife, or a knife for mischief? But why? Because the shape and size of the knife depends upon the purpose it is going to be used for. By rule, purpose determines form of everything. This is true to our life also, because the vitality, the beauty, and the greatness of our life depends upon what we live for. Now that we know what is the purpose, I will tell you two important reasons why having purpose is important in our life. The first reason is purpose gives meaning to our life. In this pandemic, in this post-pandemic world, along with COVID-19, there are two more epidemics widespread in the world, that are boredom and depression. Why this happened? Because today we have everything to live with, but nothing to live for. Today's life is burdened by purposelessness. Therefore, it is important to have clearly defined purpose to give meaning to your life and save you from wasting your precious time and life doing unimportant things. The second reason why having purpose is important is purpose gives strength to your character and personality. There is a famous quote which says, God gives us life. Personality is what we make of it, and which is what we give back to the God. Purposiveness is an engine of life, which has several different components. Consider strength of will, without which no good intention can be put into the work. What it is that enables us to endure and persevere? Is it not a sense of your purpose? How do we choose right or wrong? Is it not in relation with what we live for? Yes, it is the purpose that shapes our decisions, which in turn shapes our personality. And when we live with that personality day by day, it gives strength to our characters. People having strong characters such as Mahatma Gandhi and Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj can change the world for better. You can do it too. Now that we know the two important reasons why having purpose in life is important, I will quickly tell you two ways to find purpose of your life in this fast-paced post-COVID world. The first reason why having to find purpose is talk to yourself. Make habit of sitting down in quiet and talk to yourself about questions about your life. And in this way, you are surely find purpose of your life. This is the surest way. The second way to find purpose of your life is actually a tool given by Japanese philosophy known as Ikigai. Ikigai means reason for being. In this technique, we answer 4 simple questions, such as, what do you love to do? What skills do you have? What skills do world needs? And what the skills are which you can be paid for? By answering these 4 questions, you will surely find your purpose of life. Lastly, I will conclude my speech by reinstating the 2 reasons why purpose is important in life and 2 ways to find purpose in life. The 2 reasons why purpose is important in our life are: first, purpose gives meaning to our life. And second, purpose gives strength to our character. The two ways to find purpose of your life I mentioned are: first, talk to yourself, and second, use Ikigai to find purpose of your life. By following your purpose, I'm sure you will be able to raise yourself and cast shadows in this world. This might be like gasping a nettle, but you will surely bootstrap yourself to the top. Thank you for giving me hearing my two words, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. Thank you for this nice speech. So let us wait for 30 seconds for each and every member. Please share the feedback. And let me tell you, if you share the feedback, only then Deepak will share it with you. The world is like that. Am I right? So please share.
You can go ahead, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. So now our next speech. Next speech will be delivered by Toastmaster Kunal. Toastmaster Kunal, let me introduce a short introduction. By profession, he's IT professional, hobbies watching movies, listening music, and traveling. His evaluator is Jitendra Nirwani, Toastmaster Jitendra Nirwani. And the objectives are same as like the earlier. A member has to write a speech and then share it with us, which is having a purpose. Toastmaster Kunal, are you ready? Perfect. Please say good morning all with a voice, louder voice, with energy.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Good morning all.
Perfect. So you are 100% audible and visible. So evaluator Toastmaster Jitendra, are you ready?
Yes.
Perfect. Go ahead, speaker 2, Toastmaster Kunal.
Thanks, Team ODJ. Exactly 5 years ago, February 2017, I got a role where I was promoted from a team lead to project manager. Earlier, I was handling a single team, and now I was handling multiple teams. Managing the delivery of single team was pretty easy, but I now have to manage so many teams and its deliverables. It was very difficult, and I was just struggling. With no prior experience, for sure, I was struggling. I started analyzing what should I do. I look around. I started following some of the managers who were working along my side. They were getting same number of hours, and yet they were able to manage more, deliver more. How? Can somebody tell me the reason? Any one of you?
Time management.
Very true. Time management. I bootstrapped myself to time management to achieve my goals. Madam President, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guest. Today, I'm going to talk about time management and how I used it to achieve my goals. Let's get started and talk some of the benefits of time management. More productivity. With better time management, I was able to deliver more and 2 in less time. Increased confidence. With better time management, you will have more control on time. And for me too, it helped me and increased my confidence. Reduced stress level. Of course, when you're delivering more, the stress of delivering drastically reduced for me. Quality of work. It enhanced my quality of work too, and the deliverables. As I talked about some of the benefits, let me talk how I achieved it. The first approach I followed was setting up my goals according to my project needs. I used a smart system to set my goals. Can somebody tell me what a smart system stands for? It's a SMART. Any guesses?
Yes, I can. Can I try?
Yes, please go ahead.
S for specific, M for measurable, A for achievable, R for I think
Relevant.
Yeah, relevant, and T for time measurable.
Very true. So I started making small goals and then a specific. Yes, my goals were now very specific to my project needs. Measurable. With the small goals, I was able to measure them and I started making accordingly. Achievable. I started making goals which are very achievable and small as well. Now my goals were relevant according to my project needs. Time bound. Now my projects were having a timeline, a start time and a end time. In my second approach, I started splitting the goals into small tasks. And I need to prioritize it. I segregated all the tasks according to category project, important and urgent, which were further divided in 4 categories. The first one, important and urgent. Second one, urgent but not important. Third one, important but not urgent. The last one, neither important nor urgent. In the third step, I started planning, scheduling, and execution. So all the tasks which were segregated in the 4 categories were put in those categories, and I started scheduling and execution. Can somebody tell me which 2 categories I need to address first?
First or second?
I will say first and third. Important and urgent, which you have to work basically. And the second one will be important but not urgent. You have to plan for that.
That's to some extent true. I will talk about it. So the first and second will need immediate attention. And we should address first and second. Important and urgent. Urgent but not important. But you need to address this as well. It is said this to be addressed first. But all the long-term goals, if not short, that category is important but not urgent. That is where all your long-term goal you will be able to achieve. You may not need to give immediate attention, but it is as important as to address all your long-term goals. So this is why it is also important. The last one I also like to address is neither important nor urgent. You should try to delegate it to somebody else. So this was the third, scheduling and execution. So according to the category, I started executing it. And I did it on daily basis. Planning, scheduling, and execution. Reprioritizing too. With this, I would like to conclude here that with better time management and using all these steps, I was able to deliver more, achieve more, and with a better of me. One more thing I would like to add here. One should always have a positive attitude in whatever you do. And that is also one of the points that keep me motivated. I would like to thank everyone, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kunal. Thank you. Today, have you been noticed this, the beauty? Speaker one delivered from strategic relationship, the new path, level one, project two. The second speaker, Toastmaster Kunal, also delivered from the same dynamic leadership, level one, project two, writing a speech with a purpose. So definitely it will be a big challenge for our evaluators to decide. And let's go ahead with the 30 seconds for the feedback. Dear all, please share the feedback. If you don't have anything, then at least put okay, good, need to improve. Actually write these 3 words. And the Zoom master, please raise the poll for 45 seconds, 30 seconds in the feedback round and all this. So time limits we already having in our chat box. So let me repeat if someone is interested. Time taken by speaker 1, 7 minutes 8 seconds. Time taken by speaker 2, Toastmaster Kunal, 6 minutes 44 seconds. Nice job by our timer.
So shall we
Great.
go ahead and launch
Please
the
go
poll?
ahead. Yes, please launch the poll.
I have launched the poll. Please do cast your vote.
Yes, you have only 15 seconds max for this.
We have votings. I'm ending the poll. Thank
Perfect.
you all for
How
participating.
quick we learn the time management and we don't want to create more problems. So now we have concluded our session number 1 and let's go ahead for the session number 2. For that, to conduct this session number 2, I would like to call our Miller Madam President, distinguished Toastmaster Meenal. DTM Meenal, are you ready?
Yes, Toastmaster of the day.
Please go ahead. Now the control is in your hand. Thank you.
Thank you. Inkilab Zindabad. Sounds familiar? Yes, but this thing, let me tell you today that this thing does not just confine to our freedom movement now. It is much beyond that. Have you ever thought that what made Pune a hub of Toastmasters? Or have you ever thought that place like Singapore, wherein it is already known for the biggies over there, what made Singapore a known place for Toastmasters over here? There was someone behind that. I would say there was a limelighter behind that. And we are very privileged to have someone with us today who is not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but a 5 times distinguished Toastmaster. Today, if Singapore is known as a hotspot for Toastmasters, it is because of this person. Today, if Pune is well known on the map of Toastmasters International, it's because of this person. He had the vision in him and he was a go-getter. And proud to say that Toastmasters is known by him. I won't say that he is known as a Toastmaster. Toastmasters is known by him. And for this, I would request all of you to unmute yourself for a moment and let's give a big round of applause for our 5 times DTM and the keynote speaker for the day, Toastmaster Prasad Sovani, sir. On the behalf of TMCP Northwest, I welcome you, sir, for this keynote speech. It's indeed our privilege to have you delivering your insights And I would also like the Zoom master to give him an access to share the screen so that because he wants it for the PPT presentation.
Yeah,
over to you, sir. The stage is all yours.
We do have already. You can try sharing.
Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
And is my sound?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible
Yes, sir.
enough?
Correct.
Good morning, friends from Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest. This is one of our babies. Toastmasters Club of Pune founded this. And I must say that I am really proud of your club, because whenever we formed a new club, we formed Toastmasters Club of Pune West, Central, Southeast, Deccan, amongst others, besides your club. We told them that within 2 years, you have to form another club. Within 4 years, you have to form 2 more clubs, and so on. None of them could do this, but your club has done that. So salute to your leadership for being visionary enough to continue the trend of forming more clubs. You have formed Baner and Wakad and such clubs, thanks to you guys, okay? So you, Pimpri as well. So you guys are awesome. I always love being here, and when Meenal requested, I couldn't say no. So let's go ahead with this presentation, which is about speech contests. First of all, many of you are new Toastmasters relatively. You might not know who am I. So just a brief introduction. I was a topper in state in maths. Then I was a topper in India in sales and management. Then I led my club to #1 in Asia and #5 in the world. I was a GSE or Group Study Exchange Scholar under the Rotary Foundation and traveled to South America. So far, I have traveled to 56 countries and 630 cities. My goal is to travel to 100 countries. I'm a past district governor of District 41, which at that time covered 89% of India. So when I went to corporates, the people used to introduce me as All India Head for Toastmasters. I'm a past president in Rotary as well, and I conduct training for Rotary president-elects routinely. Now, why me? I was a champion speaker in Singapore as well as in India. I have won some 50 trophies in public speaking in all 5 types of contests, including even tall tales contest. And I've judged contests at all levels. I cannot give more details about that because that is something which violates rules, but I have judged contests at all levels, including the semi-finals and finals at World Headquarters. Now I have a question for you all. Why have I chosen this image for a PowerPoint presentation? You can unmute and answer. You can look at the screen, and there is a vertical line on the right as well as something at the bottom, which is different than normal presentations. So please unmute and speak, guys. Anyone would like to take a guess?
May I, sir? Toastmaster Venkatesh here.
Go ahead, please, Venkatesh.
So the screen which you have shared, I can see a slanting lines, which indicates that if the lines are slanting, probably we would expect that the line has to be always straight, whether it's a horizontal or a vertical. That's our own perception. And if we need some certain direction to make it straight, then definitely we can go and we can be a very straight if somebody provides a direction.
By the way, that was not my intention, but I like your logic. It's good logic to have. Okay. Anyone else?
Can I?
Yeah, please.
Now Toastmaster contest is coming. I would like to put my name in that screen. In the winner screen.
Okay. The reason for this is that you can see film at the bottom here, film, right? Film reel. And I have connected speeches with films. And that is how the presentation is going to be. So a speech is like a movie. You could say a story, okay? Why do we watch films and why do we read stories? I have a question for you. Which one of you likes to watch documentaries? Okay. Normally, no one watches documentary. We watch films, okay? Exceptions are there, of course, but normally, if I were to show you a documentary on the life of Mary Kom, you may not watch it, but the same thing comes in the form of a film with Priyanka Chopra as the lead. We all watch that. Same thing happened with 83. If you go to YouTube, you will find all videos of all the matches of 1983 on YouTube. But we don't watch that often. But the movie made a decent money. So people like films, people like stories, and not just documentaries. The classic films that we know, each one of you, if I were to ask you which are your favorite movies, you will tell some names. You could say Sholay or Guide or such movies, or you could say recent movies such as DDLJ or Lagan, or whichever movies which grossed a lot of money. All these films have 3 H's in common. Okay, 3 H factor. One is it has got something for you to think. That means your head is to be used. Second thing is it has got something to touch your heart, where you have to be emotionally connected to that story. And third is your belly. I cannot show you right now. I am touching my belly. Imagine that. Okay. And that is humor. All these movies, though the subject might be serious, they still have a bit of humor so as to make it interesting for you all. Can we do that in our speeches? Can we have 3 H's in our speeches where we make people think, we touch their heart by emotions, and we make them laugh? So why speech is equal to movies? Both have script, both have plot development and direction. The direction is provided by a mentor in this case, but there is a plot development. There is a subject, there is a crisis, and at the end of the story or at the end of the speech, the crisis is resolved. So conflict and resolution, that is the important part in this. And there is typically a message. It can be either inspirational message, or in case of humorous speeches, it can be an entertaining speech. Similarly, there are comedy movies which are entertaining. They may not have message. They still have some message though. Even humorous speeches have message. Even comedy films have some message. But at the same time, there are no set rules. So you might feel that this movie will do well and it might just be a flop. You might feel that a particular speech will be great, but it might flop. And an average movie might do a decent business or very good business, or a speech which was average in the previous round, it was second in club, and that time it was allowed that area also could have 2 contestants from the club, and club could send 2 to area could send 2 to division at one time. So it was second in club and area, but it won the division, and so on. So there are cases like that as well, where there are no set rules. Whatever I am going to tell you are broader rules, but there are always exceptions. So whatever I say holds true for 80% of the time and not 100% of the time. Now, what are the dissimilarities between movies and speeches? Can any one of you answer that, please?
Movies have multiple characters.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
I am Mayuresh.
Yes,
Movies have multiple characters, while speech is given by one person. He or she may or may not introduce some other characters and speak through them. But that is just one person delivering a speech.
Okay, it's not exactly right that speeches has one character. There is a story in a speech which has multiple characters, but movies can have many characters. Mahabharat will have 10,000 characters. Harry Potter, all the movies together will have several characters. Okay, so one part is correct, that you cannot have too many characters. And what is the reason for that? You cannot have too many characters in a speech. What is the reason for that? The time limit. Time limit, exactly. Ben-Hur is a movie which runs for 224 minutes. It's a gripping, engaging movie. You should watch it if you haven't watched yet. The movie runs for almost 4 hours in theaters and 224 minutes without break on YouTube or CD, DVD, whatever you watch. Our speech is only 7 minutes. You cannot have such a grandiose characterization. You cannot have plot development to that extent. Okay. And budget. Some movies are made with a budget of $500 million. Okay. How much budget do you have for your speech? Probably you might have one prop which would cost you 200 rupees. And if you spend more than that, your parents or wife will complain. Why are you spending so much on a speech? They might say. So we don't have as much budget as we want for our speeches. And
Prasad sir, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I think there's an issue with the slide. Everybody's not able to see the slide. We can see a blank screen.
Oh dear. Shall I reshare?
Yes.
Okay. Are you able to see now?
Now it's visible. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So, and then there are judges in a speech contest and not audience. It quite often happens that audience feel that XYZ will win. And when the judges announce the results, PQR has won. And we are shocked. How can that be the case? It is unfair. It is bias. You may say it is favoritism, nepotism. Nothing like that. The judges go by a format and they might not be as competent as we imagine. That's it. And a same speech, same contest, judged by different people will always give different results. Except for humorous contests where when a lot of people laugh compared to other speakers, you can imagine that that person would normally win. But in other contests, it cannot be guaranteed that audience poll and judges poll will have different results. That can happen. Then people can enter your stories like books. Okay, when you are telling a story, you can say, I was traveling in war-torn Bosnia and there were people chasing me and they had guns in their hand, AK-47, and I was running in the capital Sarajevo. Suddenly I stopped and somebody told me, just go to the wall and stand like this. And I stood like this and they realized that I'm not involved in it. When I'm telling you this story, you come with me in Sarajevo, you are imagining that I'm running on the streets of Sarajevo and people are chasing me with guns. This happens in books as well when you are reading the book. But in movie, you are seeing somebody else do that. So while you can imagine that you are the hero kissing the heroine, it's not reality. But your mind doesn't fake that. But when you are reading a story or when you are watching a speech, you go with that person there. When the speaker says, I jumped into the water and a cold water touched my body. So you start feeling cold as well at that time. Now, there are some lessons to be drawn from movies. First is script. You have to write well. Some of you, I feel, might not take enough efforts. And those who have joined during lockdown in Toastmasters have a tendency to read from the computer. That's not good for a speech contest. Okay, so you have to write a speech well, rehearse well. We had Edward Tate, world champion of public speaking for the year 2000, who visited India in 2011. He visited Pune, and I was privileged enough to bring him from Mumbai to Pune, then travel with him to Goa and Mysore after that, Mangalore after that for conference of the other district. I asked him, how much did you prepare when you won the world championship speech? What version was that? You must have edited several times. So he said, yes, when he gave that speech at the club level, then he got it edited. Then at the area level, again, he got edited, division level, district level, everywhere. The speech was modified. He gave at 15 different clubs in his district after winning the district contest. And everyone gave some feedback and he modified some. Then he approached a good mentor who was past world champion. They suggested some changes. And he kept on modifying like that. The final version that he delivered was his version number 168. Can you imagine 168? How often do you revise your script? Maybe once or twice. Try doing that 10 times by taking feedback from 10 different Toastmasters. You would see the level of your speech go up, especially for a contest. And after writing the speech or editing the speech 168 times, it rehearsed that finalized version more than 1,000 times. So all speakers who are lazy out there, this is not an organization for you. If you have to win world championship, you cannot do that if you are lazy. You have to really work hard for it. Can I do that? I am 55. At my age, it will be difficult for me to rehearse the speech 1,000 times. Okay, I won't have that much energy. But there are younger Toastmasters who are 25, 30. If they can rehearse their speech several times, they can win the district contest. And who says I can't? If I were to be a contestant, I would get that energy from somewhere and I would rehearse it several times. Then Craig Valentine says, no phrase, no stage, which means your speech should have a catchphrase. Do you remember any catchphrase of any speaker that you have watched recently?
Yes, DTM Prasad. One speaker's title was Happy Birthday to You, and then he started like only clap, no thumbs up, no like that. So it was like really catchy.
So that was the catchphrase, which typically it should have less than 10 words. And you repeat that several times in your speech. So by the time you come to the end of the speech, the audience is so well versed with your catchphrase that they pronounce it for you. I'm just eating Alepak to prevent cough. Okay. And you have to repeat that phrase at least 5 times in your speech. At the end of each paragraph, put that phrase there. Okay. And you should have a powerful opening and conclusion. I'm going to show you a powerful opening in one of the finals. Why am I able to? It's an opening of a speech by Darren Lacroix.
Can you?
Are you able to see the screen? It's black currently, but are you able to see?
Yes, DTM Prasad.
Okay.
Can you remember a moment when a brilliant idea?
Are you able to hear?
Yes.
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 Okay. I'll start again.
Can you remember a moment when a brilliant idea flashed into your head? It was perfect for you. And then all of a sudden, from the depths of your brain, another thought started forcing its way forward through the enthusiasm until finally it shouted, yeah, great idea, but what if you fall on your face? What do you do when you fall on your face? Do you try and jump right up and hope no one noticed? Are you more concerned with what other people will think than what you can learn from this? Mr. Contest Chair, friends, and the people way in the back. Ouch!
Okay. So that was a dramatic opening. Could you all see that properly?
Yes. Yes.
So it was unheard of. Nobody had fallen flat on the screen and then got up and addressed contest chair from there and then got up. So of course, this guy won the world championship that year, 2005. So again, are you able to see my screen now?
Yes.
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 So you will write your script, get it mentored by somebody who has won some contest in the past. Okay. Maybe past district champion, past area division champion for respective levels. Now, how many mentors you can have? You can have as many mentors. 20 people will give you 20 ideas. It's up to you, the speaker, to decide which of those you want to incorporate in your speech and move ahead. See locations for body language and voice modulation in your speech. Just because there are points for that, judges tend to give marks blindly, even if sometimes that doesn't corroborate with the speech topic. We shouldn't do that. We should have speech location, which is ideal for body language and ideal for voice modulation. If you have a story, you can definitely have different voices in that. And try to add triads and alliteration. That impresses the judges even more because that gives good impression of language. What is a triad? A triad is a set of 3 words which convey similar idea, same or similar idea. For example, if you were disappointed, you can say I was disappointed, dejected, and demoralized. Or Churchill said, countrymen, give me your blood, sweat, and tears. So this is a set of 3 words, not 1, not 2, but 3 words typically. Can any one of you give an example of a triad?
Came, saw, and conquered.
Yes, that's a triad as well.
Of Olympics as well, we can say higher, stronger, faster.
Correct. So these all are triad. Typically, triad is the same type of word. Okay, so you have word types. There are verbs, there are adverbs, there are adjectives, there are nouns. So in triad, all 3 are same. If it is noun, then all 3 are nouns. If it is verb, all 3 are verbs. Okay. But in alliteration, that's not the case. Alliteration means you have words which start with the same sound, not necessarily the English alphabet. But if you were to write the same thing in Devanagari, it would start with the same Devanagari alphabet. Okay. For example, I earlier mentioned triad, which was also alliteration. Demoralized, demotivated, dejected. All 3 start from the sound D. I face rudeness, ridicule, and rejection. That again starts with all 3 are starting with the sound of R. In these 2 cases, they were triad as well as alliteration. But there can be only alliteration. For example, a fresh fragrance of flowers modified my mood moderately. A brisk breeze brought fresh fragrance of flowers that modified my mood moderately. So brisk breeze brought. Now brisk is an adjective, breeze is a noun, brought is a verb, but it's a good alliteration still. Fresh fragrance of flowers. Fresh is again adjective, fragrance is noun, of flowers again noun. Modify my mood, modified my mood moderately. Again, these are different types of words, but still it's a alliteration. It's an alliteration. Can any one of you try alliteration now?
Can I try?
Yeah, please.
Sir?
Yes, please.
This is from one of my favorite series, Cobra Kai. In that, the character Terry Silver says, to win, you need determination, dedication, and discipline. The first 2 I cannot give you, but the third one I will definitely give you. So that really hit me at that time.
Yeah, and the what you said just now is both triad as well as alliteration.
Yes.
Can we have example of just alliteration, not triad, but just alliteration? It can be in other language. If you are good in Marathi or Hindi, you can. It's called Anupras in Marathi or Hindi, by the way. You can use that. I used to love this particular type of words, and I used to write in my exam papers, even in Marathi, Hindi, and English papers. For example, Dalita Dina Durbal Durdaivi Daritri Janancha Daruna Dussa Dainya Duravastela Pahun Kavite Man Draule, and that kind of thing. So it gets exaggerated.
So in English, I can give you a simple example.
Yeah.
3 C's. 3 C's: concentration, communication, conversation.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, please.
It's in Marathi. Kakune kakacha kapatatil kagda pure kagda katrine kata kata kapne.
I am going to show you that later on. Okay. Now we'll see from a movie called V for Vendetta, which has absolutely phenomenal alliteration of V. Okay. Are you able to see a dark screen?
Yes, DTM Prasad.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Yes.
I can assure you I mean you no harm.
Who are you?
Who is but the form following the function of what, and what I am is a man in a mask.
Well, I can see that.
Of course you can. I'm not questioning your powers of observation. I'm merely remarking upon the paradox of asking a masked man who he is.
Oh, right.
But on this most auspicious of nights, permit me then, in lieu of the more commonplace sobriquet, to suggest the character of this dramatis persona. Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is a vestige of the vox populi, now vacant, vanished. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vivified, and has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding vice and vouchsafing the violently vicious and voracious violation of volition. The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta, held as a votive not in vain, for the value and veracity of such shall one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Verily, this vichyssoise of verbiage veers most verbose, so let me simply add that it's my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V.
Are you like a crazy person?
Okay.
Hello.
Could you watch that?
Hello, DTM Prasad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just one short announcement I want to make. Please allow me.
Yeah, please.
Thank you. So dear all, today we will not have the table topic session. That 20 minutes we are transferring to DTM Prasad so that we can complete this session.
Okay.
If anyone is having any issue, so you have to raise your hand. Otherwise, we will consider it as go ahead. I will wait for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. DTM Prasad, you have 20 minutes more to continue your session. Thank you.
I'm sorry if I ran over time. I didn't realize
No
that.
problem, no problem.
Okay.
That's our job to manage the time. Don't worry, we will be on time. Thank you.
So, are you able to see the screen again?
Yes, DTM Prasad.
So you just saw this on screen, and is the wording of that same thing. By the way, these are not ideal slides. This is just an example of alliteration. I never personally like slides with so many words in it. Okay. And this is what somebody said in K. By the way, this particular thing is even bigger than that K alliteration. Okay. It's 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages. There are 199 words. And I'm sure if brilliant minds like those in this room can add some more adjectives and adverbs somewhere, it can become even bigger. Again, these are not ideal slides. Okay. Just example. Let's try to create some alliterations and triads. Some of you, please go ahead. By the way, this is all written in the speech number 4 of the old CC manual, and I'm sure it must be somewhere there in pathways as well. But most people don't read the manuals. That's the trouble. And therefore, you ask any Toastmaster who has completed CC, what is triad and alliteration, they may not be able to answer this because they might not have read the manual. But we all can be wiser by using this. It's very simple trick to add a triad and alliteration in your speech, and that changes the complexion of the game. You impress your judges with those two things. So just let's give a couple of minutes for people to try and type something and send it in the chat box. I'm giving you 2 minutes.
I would like to share one. So last year champion's speech was just a triad, tall, dark, and handsome. And he used triads in all over his speech. So he was the district 19 champion.
Yeah. Then anyone else?
Is Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan counted as triad?
Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, and
Jai Vigyan.
Vigyan. Okay. Is that the new coining or something? I have not heard this.
Yeah, it's an old one during Independence time. Yeah, after Independence.
While it is a triad, the words Jawan and Kisan are nouns. Okay, and Vigyan is also noun, but these are personal nouns, and that is not a person. Okay, so it's slightly different. For impact, you can have say Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, and Jai COVID warrior, for example, in today's situation, okay? Or Jai doctor, or Jai hospital, or Jai cleaner, or something like that. Another one, anyone?
Big black bear.
Yeah, correct. Anyone else would like to attempt? I would like newer people to try. Those who are saying already can give chance to newer people who have not tried yet in today's session. No one? President Minal, can you nominate somebody to try this? Let us help them.
Chandrakant can try.
Okay,
He has
Chandrakant,
been a
please.
Toastmaster before.
Okay,
Just give
Chandrakant.
it a try.
Yeah.
Chandrakant.
Yeah, I'm just giving a try for alliteration.
Absolutely fine, please.
Yeah, it's try Toastmaster to top notch.
Sorry?
Try Toastmaster to top notch.
Try Toastmasters to top notch. Okay.
Yeah.
Many even songs in India have these kind of things. Okay. Sheetal, Chanchal, Nirmal, Komal, Roop Ki Devi, Tum Sajini, and all that. Many songs have this kind of triad or alliteration, or Gulzar's entire song from Fana, Chanda Chamke, Cham Chamke, that is entirely alliteration. Okay.
Yeah, and from the same song, in fact, that Pake Ped Pe Paka Papita.
Khadak Singh se Khadakne se and all that. So these all are alliterations. Okay.
Yeah, Chandu ke chacha ne Chandu ke chacha
Yeah.
Chandu ke chamse se chutney chatai.
So these all are alliterations. Okay. So now you have understood what is alliteration, what is triad, and what is both. Clear? Shall we move ahead?
Yes.
Okay. Some tips for Indian speakers. We are good at memorizing the speech because we have stronger memory than other Westerners, I would say. We are good at memory. Okay. But there is one extremity where you memorize the speech the way the Americans do and put in a lot of artificialness. And the other extreme is you don't prepare, but you know the concept very well. You have written the speech yourself. You go and modify it a bit. Nobody will notice. Okay. So that is called flexibility. So between these two, suit yourself. If you have good memory, you don't need to memorize the speech entirely. You know it in the point format. You know the flow chart of your speech. You go ahead with that and change slightly. Of course, you have to rehearse several times the catchphrases, such as earlier we saw whatever was your catchphrase for your speech. Okay. For example, I have a catchphrase for one of my speeches. To start, you don't need to be good, but to be good, you need to start. So I need to say this several times so that it goes in my head, in my mind, and I correctly utter it every time. Or if you have alliteration and triads, you have to memorize that. Rudeness, ridicule, rejection. You cannot have some other word there because this fits perfectly. But otherwise, the speech can be flexible, where you can add a few words here and there and still end within time. Then there are contextual jokes which are applicable in India or to your city. If you are in Pune and you're nearer to your club location, metro construction is going on, and you crack some joke on that, people might understand. Or it is a joke pertaining to one of your members, people will understand that within your club. But when the same speech is taken to the next level, the speech falls flat. There was a speaker when I was a district governor who had won club area and division with his speech about Delhi Metro. But when it came to district finals, nobody laughed at his jokes because the people from Delhi had already heard it twice or thrice, and people in Pune, Mumbai, Hyderabad, and Kolkata couldn't relate to those jokes. They were related to only Delhi Metro jokes. So please be careful about contextual jokes when you go further in higher rounds. What worked in your club might not work in your area, What worked in your area and division might not work at the district level. Now that Pune will be a district next year, your job is relatively easier, where all the people in the district, or 80%, 90% will be from Pune, who will understand your jokes, which are city centric. Okay, but currently we have a district with Mumbai, Hyderabad, and a large territory, Gujarat, Rajasthan, and here up to Orissa. So we have to be careful about contextual jokes. And whatever jokes you crack here in India and work here may not work in USA, because the larger audience in international speech contest is Americans. So be careful about your jokes at that level. Now, lesson number 2 is about characters in your speech. Like I mentioned earlier, number of characters. You shouldn't have more than 3 or so 3-4 characters at most. It's not Harry Potter movie which runs for 7 episodes, or Mahabharat which ran on TV for, I think, 2-3 years every Sunday, okay, or more than that maybe. So that collectively works out to 150 or 200 hours. You have 7-minute speech, so focus on development of characters. In a speech, you can just say that Toastmaster Meenal was imandar, sincere, honest, blah, 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 whatever adjectives you use. In a movie, they have to show 3 different parts for that. For example, in Avara, they wanted to show Raj Kapoor as honest. So they showed episodes that somebody has lost his wallet, he picks it up and gives it to the owner. Then he works in a restaurant where he shouts, dal mat khaiye, usme kachra hai, or something like that. So he's honest, but they have to show 2 shots, 2 brief sequences in the movie to tell you that he's honest. In your speech, you can just say he was honest. Okay, but you can tell other things which cannot be done in a story otherwise. You have to say whether he was tall, dark, and handsome, whether he wore glasses, whether he was fat or short or bald or with a lot of hair. You have to say all these things in your speech, because that is seen in the movie. And when the hero enters, you just have a sequence where the hero enters and you see him and you know all those characters. But in a speech, you have to mention those things. Here, since it's a speech of 5 to 7 minutes, you can be direct and explicit and use words which can create vivid mental images in the minds of your audience. The third part is direction. For a speech, you have director who is your mentor. Take his or her help for your body language, for voice modulation. If you add a dialogue, it is very easy to have voice modulation. You know what is a baritone voice? Somebody like Amitabh Bachchan or Bhimsen Joshi, that is kind of baritone voice. Okay. I went to my father and told him about this. Or you can say normal, in your normal voice, I went to my father and asked him for guidance, and he said, son, you have to do this. That is baritone voice. The other extreme is shrill voice, like characters from cartoon. I told you. That is shrill voice. Okay, so you can have characters with baritone voice. You can have character with normal voice. You yourself will be the speaker, so normal voice most of the speech. And you can have variations of speed. Sometimes you can speak faster, and sometimes you can slow down. Sometimes you can raise your voice volume and then bring it down slowly. So these are voice modulations which are very easy to implement. Now here, whether we should exaggerate body language. There are some speakers who say, I think. So there is no need to say, I think. Okay, you can just say, I think, or if it's a deaf and dumb news, then you can do this and people still understand it means I think. So don't use exaggerated body language. Quite often body language can be in lieu of speech words. So instead of saying I was surprised, you can show surprise as an emotion. But when you are in an auditorium with 1,000+ people, you have to exaggerate body language, because the man in the last row also has to see what you're doing on stage. And he would probably see it on a larger screen installed somewhere in the auditorium. So there you have to have exaggerated body language. If you are not going to give speech in front of 1,000 people, don't do this kind of thing. Okay, even 300 people, it's okay. Less than that, for your club or area contest, don't use exaggerated body language. Division, check how big is the auditorium. Based on that, decide. And be natural, don't be fake. Sometimes the artificial part comes in when you use too much of body language. Okay, I told you about the 3 H's earlier. Okay, head, heart, and humor. Now, timings. Quite often, I've seen one speaker who had a brilliant club level speech, which went flat in area. Why? Because he was nervous. He didn't pause at all. So when you crack a joke, you pause for some 2-3 seconds, give time for the audience to understand that joke and laugh. If you don't give them a chance, they may not laugh at that joke if that requires some understanding. Okay, so pause. If they don't laugh, you continue again. They wouldn't know that you had paused because you wanted them to laugh. Okay, so just continue as if nothing has happened. Even if it is flat, just move on. They don't know where you all have planted jokes. And the other part is the timing of the speech. You get 7.5 minutes, but don't write your speech for 7.5 minutes. Write your speech for 6 minutes only. What you rehearse several times for 6 minutes in a live contest becomes 7.5 minutes with audience response, not on Zoom where everyone is muted and they cannot respond. But otherwise, in a live contest, when you crack a joke, people laugh. You have to help till that laughter subsides and so on. So I presume next year onwards, we'll have live contests. So please remember this part there. I don't know what is going to happen this year. Now, what is common between these 3 names, Amitabh Bachchan, Rekha, and Jock Elliott? Can anyone tell me? Okay, you might not know. Amitabh Bachchan was rejected by radio. That they told him your voice is too bad for becoming an announcer. Rekha had multiple flops. Amitabh had few flops until his movie Janjeer succeeded. And Jock Elliott is an epitome of Toastmasters speech contests. Okay, he participated for 34 years until he finally won. The first 14 years he didn't even win at the district level. He won club, area, division, and lost at the district many times. Sometimes he lost even at the club level, but he kept on fighting. Then he reached World Championship final for the first time in the year 1991. Okay, and then he reached 4 more times in the final, and finally won it in 2011. So this guy contested each year in his club contest for 34 years. That is the kind of resilience he had. If you have lost contest and you felt it was a good speech, don't lose heart, keep trying. I'll share some great speeches which I have seen in person, okay, where the speakers delivered those speeches and I saw live in the contest. Olivia Schofield speech. Just Google and find this speech. I can show you, but it will take a lot of time. So just Google Olivia Schofield speech about a teddy bear and you will find this speech. Palaniyappan Subramanian. He had come to Pune when we hosted the conference last time in Pune. So some of you might have seen him. Presian Vasilev, not active on YouTube, but I have seen 2 brilliant speeches by him. I hope someday we will invite him to Pune and we will see him live. And Dhananjay Hettiarachi, I saw his speeches several times. At one time, I was a contestant in the finals when he was a contestant. Both of us didn't win, but I became LGM, LGAT, and DG later on, and he continued as a contestant, and he won in 2014. And then some speeches which I saw recorded versions, or the speakers themselves replayed that, not in the World Championship, but otherwise. Those were Ed Tate, Vikas Jingran, Darren Lacroix, and Lance Miller. If time permits, I can show you Lance Miller's speech. Now, what were the common points for all these? One is they had all strong messages. They had body language in lieu of words. They had a simple structure and they had great voice modulation. The language was very good. It was well crafted with specific additions of alliterations and triads and so on. And it had head, heart, and humor. Humor is optional, by the way, as the speakers always say. Head and heart must be involved of the audience. Humor is optional. And all of them had a lot of preparation and hard work. So if time permits, I can show you this speech of 5 to 7 minutes from 2005 World Championship of Public Speaking. Otherwise, we'll move on. I think you have agenda other than this, right?
We'll move on, sir. We'll move on.
We'll move on. We'll move on. Okay. So as Guru Dakshina for my training as individuals, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel called The Globetrotter and recommend me on LinkedIn. You can refer me for business. But more important than that, what you should do, give me Guru Dakshina by making your club top club, distinguished, select distinguished, present distinguished, and forming more clubs the way you have done so far. So be the flag bearers of Toastmasters movement in Pune, spread, continue to spread, form clubs all the way up to Lonavala, because that is the direction in which your club is. And that will be a good Guru Dakshina for me. So these are my contact details. I'm available on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. Connect with me. My mail ID is written here. My URL is written here. Connect with me in any of these formats and wait for a couple of days if you write to me, because I might be traveling starting next year again, and I might not respond immediately. But if it is urgent, just message me on WhatsApp a couple of times and I'll respond to you. Okay, with that, I stop my presentation here and hand you back to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Prasad Sovani. Today, I hope each and everyone available here in this meeting got the understanding why he's 5-time DTM award winner. The reason is simple. He is the one of the most humble people available on this earth. He's the legend where each and everyone is following. So if we are having this shadow from distinguished Toastmaster Vinod, distinguished Toastmaster Prasad, and definitely distinguished Toastmaster Meenal with all of us, with the grace of all these super members, we can achieve anything. Anything means anything in our life. CEO post chairman, nothing is far away from us. Definitely we could achieve it. Now let's go ahead. So Toastmaster Swati, are you there? Okay, we will go ahead. Now the time is for the next session. So quiz that we are dropping for the moment because we have to match the timing as well. Let's go ahead directly in the education or evaluation session. For the evaluation session, for the speech, first I would like to call DTM Meenal on the stage for the evaluation of the speech from Toastmaster Dipak. DTM Meenal, are you ready?
Yes, Toastmaster of the day.
Please go ahead.
Now, coming to the speech given by my target speaker, Toastmaster Dipak, I would say that you have moved a notch upward, because listening to your icebreaker speech and now speech number 2, that has actually been an exponential graph, I would say. And the way that you had mentioned the points that it's important to do something in life. We have to set up a goal. We have to concentrate on a thing. And that's how it matters when we move on, when we move ahead in life. That was the message of your speech. And it was very much relatable because each and everyone in life have to set up a goal and move ahead. Because if we get lost in oblivion or if we get completely distracted, then we would be like the Alice in Wonderland, who is lost in the woods forever. So not to have it forever and to just keep it as a bad patch or a temporary patch, I would really say that this speech would be a motivation. And the way it was presented by you was to the point, up to the mark. Well, these are the commendations from my side. Now coming to recommendations, as we say, there is always a scope for improvement. You should have brought a bit of humor in your speech. I mean, as Prasad Sovani sir said, that documentaries are not preferred by anyone. People prefer films because it has a lot to do with the entertainment quotient. And the same thing applies to the speech as well. If you have the entertainment thing in place, then people will be all ears to your speech right from the beginning. Because your body language itself will explain that you're here to motivate as well as to entertain. So that's how it's going to help that way. Otherwise, the speech was also well searched, because I guess that you might have gone through the human behavioral quotient of the people before drafting the speech, because apart from that, you cannot arrive to that conclusion that it's needed to do something in life, to be a go-getter. In fact, you have moved ahead by being a go-getter yourself, because I pretty well remember when you started taking up the roles. At that time, you were a bit nervous as such, that would I be able to do it? That would have been the first question at the back of your mind. But as you're progressing now, it's really appreciable. It's really worth it. And now you have raised that curiosity in the minds of the fellow Toastmasters, that what would be the topic of the next speech given by Dipak. And that is where you are half the battle. So along these notes, all the best for your further speeches. And I would like to hand over the control back to the Toastmaster of the day. Jay, over to you, Jay.
Thank you, DTM Milal, for the evaluation. Now for the next evaluator. Next evaluator is Toastmaster Pradeep. Toastmaster Pradeep, are you ready? Toastmaster
Jitendra.
Toastmaster Jiten, are you ready?
Jay, you gave me a heart attack.
Perfect. Okay. So now the speech from Toastmaster Kunal will be evaluated by Toastmaster Jitendra. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Very good afternoon to the President, Toastmasters, and our dear guests. So congratulations to my target speaker, Kunal, for attempting dynamic leadership and completing the project 2 of level 1. I really liked the speech a lot. And the best thing I liked about your speech was your confidence. I really thought that, sorry, if others can unmute. Yeah, thank you. So I really like the confidence of that you displayed on the stage today. But yes, as the international speech contest is coming up, so I would request you to get yourself qualified. So give the speeches, and there is a minimum eligibility criteria that is there. Now, I would like to give you inputs for how you can prepare for your international speech contest. So I would evaluate it into a sandwich approach. I will talk about 3 things that I liked about the speech. I will talk about 2 things that you can work upon to make this speech or go to the next level. And I will talk about 1 thing which I will never forget about the speech. So quickly going to the 3 things that I want you to, that I really liked about the speech were, 1 thing I've already said, your confidence was great. So it showed that you were well prepared for the speech and you had practiced it well. The content was engaging. So when you connected the story to yourself, when you said that I got promoted and I was not able to manage time, I was looking at other managers, they were able to manage time well. So it connected really well. And it is a common problem. So it connected with the audience also really well. So that story and the content was really great. And this good opening story actually had all the audience hooked on. And then you actually really structured on how you improved yourself. You explained the SMART goals that you created. Then you also explained the 3 parts of it, that splitting the goals into small tasks, prioritized it. And then you also scheduled, you worked on scheduling, executing, and planning. So that was really well. Now, these were the 3 things that I really liked. 2 things that I would want you to work on: the structure of the speech. Now, you, I think, got confused towards the end of the speech, where you couldn't, the body and the conclusion got mixed. The opening was too long, so your time went there. But there was very less time left for the body and the conclusion, because conclusion I felt was rushed through. So you can work a bit more about how to plan your time, because as time management is your topic, you can manage time, which part to be given how much time out of your total speech time. That is 1. Second is, again, on the conclusion should be very strong. There should be a call to action for the audience. So that's where you have to ensure that first you are talking about yourself, how you improved yourself. Then you can also give a call to action to the audience, because you have to understand audience have different roles that they're playing in their lives. You can connect to multiple roles. Somebody is a teacher, somebody is working professionally, somebody is an entrepreneur. So that helps the audience to connect with you, that, okay, he's also explaining us that how we should improve our time management skills. So just summarizing, and 1 thing I would never forget is the SMART thing that you trained. It was really great. So just summarizing, so 3 things that I liked was your confidence, content, a good opening story. The content was really great. It's the same thing. And the 2 things, work on the structure and the conclusion. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jitendra. So now let me go ahead. So Toastmaster Venkatesh, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. So now I'm giving you 1 to 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes for the evaluation of the education session. How you like, or it's your opinions. So you have 1 to 2 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jay. It was very much inciting, as we all know that the international speech contest is nearing, and the basic thing which is right from the speech craft, what are the important things to be taken care while writing the speech was very much important. To be frank enough, I'm there from last more than 1.5 years in the Toastmasters, but these were the very much important tips which I received from distinguished Toastmaster Prasad sir today, that which I have noted all the tips which we have to use, like the 3 E's, then the certain directions about the body language, vocal variety, which we never use, am I right? The exaggeration of the body language, and surely this will help the other team members as well while participating but contesting in the ISC contest, which is coming soon. And surely we can meet the expectation of our own as well as the clubs at the area level, and surely maybe at the district level with these all tips. So of course, this has helped in a lot way for me, and I believe this will surely help the other member as well to succeed in the speech. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jai.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkatesh. Now let me invite the next evaluator for the role players. Abhisek Negi, Toastmaster Abhisek Negi is our account. Oh, sorry. Give me a second. Let's first call Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. He's our timer, and then let's have a short overview about the timing. We were in the timing, or we overshot it, whatever his opinions are there.
Yeah, so the prepared speech section to a timer report is as it is. TM Dipak took 7 minutes 8 seconds, TM Kunal took 6 minutes 44 seconds, and in the evaluation session, TM Jitendra took 3 minutes and 22 seconds. I hope my screen is visible, and TM Minal took 3 minutes and 6 seconds. And the education session was of 44 minutes and 33 seconds. So overall, we are still on the time, and we may be able to conclude the meeting. Back to you.
Thank you. Now I would like to call our counter, Toastmaster Abhisek. Toastmaster Abhisek, are you ready with your report?
Yes, I can.
Perfect.
Can you share my screen?
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Just give me a second. Okay, so let me first of all announce the flawless speaker for today's meeting. That would be Toastmaster Kunal, DTM Minal, Toastmaster Jay, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Actually, I have not heard from DTM Vinod, but after that, yeah, from the educational system, DTM Prasad. I would like to ask everyone to give a big round of applause for all of them. And after that, today we have the flawless speaker at DTM Minal. DTM Minal, although he spoke very well, but I think there was some unnecessary pauses. But other than that, there was great from your part as well. I would like to again ask everyone to give a big round of applause for her as well. So let us go ahead with the evaluation set. First is Toastmaster Dipak. He used 1 and 4 and 3 Toastmaster Jitendra as evaluator used 3 Toastmaster Venkatesh used 2 Sajaitam Toastmasters Mayur, he used 2 although he was also helping me to record when I joined. So I think there is a great part on his part that he also evaluated himself. So congratulations. And grammarian Toastmaster Mayures, he used 3 and 1 That's all from my side, and over to you, Toastmaster Jay.
Thank you, our counter, Toastmaster Abhisek. Now the time is for the active listener. Active listener, Toastmaster Venkatesh, are you ready?
Yes.
You can ask 5 questions.
Sure.
Please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jay. Toastmaster Kunal mentioned a SMART goal. What does it mean, a SMART goal to you? Can somebody answer? SMART means what?
It was an acronym for scalable, measurable. I forgot A. R was for relatable, and T was for time bound.
Achievable.
Achievable, yeah.
And
yes.
Yes, for I think specific.
S for specific.
Yes, Mayur, you are absolutely correct. It's a specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant and time bound. Now the next question is, distinguished Toastmaster Prasad mentioned the 3 H throughout his educational session. Can anybody say what are those 3 H?
Head, heart, and humor.
Correct, absolutely correct, Toastmaster Mayur. What was the major difference between speech and movies mentioned by distinguished Toastmaster Prasad?
Movies can many number of characters, whereas speech cannot have that much amount of characters.
Okay, you are pretty close. Somebody else would like to try?
The timing part for movies, the timing can be 2 to 3 hours, but the speech is for specific 5 to 7 minutes.
Correct, correct. So the movie, it's all about the time and the budget, and judges. And you can imagine about the story in the speech, whereas movie, you can directly see what is going on. The movie is in front of you. No phrase, no stage. So how many words distinguished Toastmaster Prasad has recommended to use in your phrase? Max
10.
How many?
10.
Correct.
Less than 10.
Correct. Great answer. So you are all attentive today. About the direction for any speech, what are the major parameters to be considered while giving a direction to your speech mentioned by distinguished Toastmaster Prasad?
Body language, vocal variety and dialogue, and exaggeration of body language.
Correct. You are very close. That is a body language, vocal variety, exaggeration of body language. It should be natural, and of course the 3 H. Thank you. With this, I would like to close my active listeners report or the questions. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkatesh. Now, I would like to call our general evaluator, and because of time constraint, he's having only 5 to 7 minutes. So I hope he could complete within the limits. DTM distinguished Toastmaster winner.
I can't, I'm sorry.
Oh, let us try. Let us
yes,
try.
I am speaking after a lot of 1.5 months. So even my role I cannot complete within 5 to 7 minutes. Our distinguished Toastmaster Prasad, welcome to TMCP Northwest Club. And adding to DTM Prasad's opening of the club, Northwest is chartered from TMCP, Toastmasters Club of Pune. Then it chartered 3 more clubs, that is Pimpri, Walker, and Baner. Baner has chartered 1 more club. So grandparents for all of us. Yeah. So now coming back to regarding general evaluation, I want to share my screen. Okay. I like the meeting started on time and started by Toastmaster Sergeant at Toastmaster Mayur. You started the meeting sharp 11 o'clock and explained the rules very well. takes the guest introduction and introduce the host of the meeting. The energy was very good, and there was always a smile on your face. But what you missed, the club mission. The mission is very important for all the club meetings. We at Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Club of Pune Northwest provide supportive and positive learning environment in which members are empowered to learn and develop their communication skill and personal growth. So this was a mission you missed, and I request whenever this mission is very important for all of, so this mission should be spoken by the Sergeant at Arms. Right? Otherwise, a great role played by Mayur. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jai Singh, availability mailers and messages sent regularly on time, theme selected well, agenda on time, proper introduction of all the role players, and meeting progress was synced with the agenda. Today I found a the energy was very less from the Toastmaster Jai. I know the Jai, what energy he always carries, but I missed the energy little bit from inside. And you spoke about the agenda and changes in the agenda. But you bootstrap the entire meeting and handle very well. But at one time when you announced that there will be changes in the R counter role from Toastmaster Mayur, from Abhisek to Toastmaster Mayur, and again Abhisek has taken the role of the R counter. So in that case, you had to decide well in advance who's going to play the role, whether Abhisek or Mayur. That's what I wanted to see this final this. Okay, timer Chandrasekhar is always fantastic, showing the color cards on time. Timing you speak very well in that case. You have mastered, I think you have mastered the role, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, in this timer's role. A great role played by you. Presiding officer, DTM Meenal, always a great respect shown to the late Shri Lata Didi. And she got many achievements, right? And in fact, I was watching all this live telecast of this of late Didi. She was so generous, and she given the 1 lakh rupees, as you said, DTM Meenal, to every World Cup winner. So that was great. And she also fought for the royalty for the singers. And because of that fight, she didn't sing a single song with the Mohammad Rafi. And then finally they patch up, and then royalty started getting to. And today we can see many singers were not knowing the name, but they are getting the royalty for them. So overall, a great presiding officer's speech from your side. Our counter, of course, I have already said that whenever you want to back out or whenever you come back, plan well, plan in advance. You count filler words and all in a way, and you also mentioned about the flawless speaker and lead the applause. Overall, a great role played by Toastmaster Abhisek. Language evaluator, yes, easy word of the day and phrase of the day. Proper explanation, uses given by you, and you also encourage the audience to speak, give more examples about the word of the day, and audience also, members also gave this, and mention and applause about the who spoke about this. There is no such word as a TM, right? We should all take either name like Jitendra or Toastmaster Jitendra. We cannot say TM, right? So avoid saying TM. And I felt that there was a little bit fast space in your speech. So pauses and voice modulation, as Prasad already told about that. So that plays a very important role as far as whenever, whether it's a small role or so you can limit down your space of the speech in that case. Overall, a great role. Now, I will not evaluate speakers. Evaluator 1, I will speak. DTM Meenal used CR approach, comment and recommendation approach, encouraging. Yes, it was encouraging evaluation, and could have summarized the speech. A speech was not summarized by the distinguished Toastmaster Meenal, and evaluation could have been on the speech on the particular day. If the speaker has improved from the past roles, that could have not been spoken in this evaluation. Because today's evaluation is basically on the speech what he spoke today. So we can concentrate on the speech, not the speaker. Right? That's why we are here, that we are here to improve ourselves, but could have evaluate the speech on the day today what speaker Dipak has spoke about. Evaluated to Toastmaster Kunal, that was a great for the evaluation by Jitendra. He used sandwich approach. He used CRC approach, comment, recommend, and comment also. Encouraging and as well as critical also. And provided summary also. That was the great summarization from Jitendra. Perfect recommendation about conclusion and the and time management. That was and I like the evaluation given by the Toastmaster Jitendra. Today we didn't have a TTM session. Now, general regarding the active listener Toastmaster Venkatesh. Venkatesh, I think after a long time I have seen you played a fantastic role. As far as this active listener is concerned, you explain your role well, and the purpose and active listener role, and that and the way you asked the questions, the way you selected the question, that was a commendable job, and you limited yourself with the 5-6 questions. That was a great idea of your role played, overall a good role played by you. Now, keynote speaker. Distinguished Prasad Sovani, it was a great opportunity for all of us to learn from your session. What a great achievements you have as a DTM in last 27 years in your Toastmasters. Great way to use in the long sessions, and also you correlated the speech with the movies. Is a great way of the explaining the role, right? Writing and practice plays a vital, important role, and your suggestion to take help from the mentors was a fantastic suggestion from your side. And we should be always be careful about the jokes, and there should not be 2 or 3 characters maximum in the speech, right? Different voice types of voice, Amitabh Bachchan voice, Kajol voice. We like the way you spoke about the voice. It was overall a great session by you, and I suggest club that we should have many sessions from distinguished Toastmaster Prasad to be delivered in this club, so that we all can learn from his experience and his own. Overall a great session by distinguished Toastmaster Prasad. Thank you very much. Now, general comments I want to say, whenever someone is speaking or whoever is speaking, do not move, right, while he's speaking or you are speaking, so it distracts the audience. Plan all the sessions well in advance so that any session should not be dropped 11th hour, because every role player and his or her role is important. Try not to have any backouts 11th hour, or role players can inform a day or 2 days before, so that meeting can go in sync and there should not be a confusion rather. Mission, as I said, is always important for all us. So I suggest if Swajanetam is missing announce the missions, so please the next speaker should concentrate on the mission and speak about the mission. Announcement of the proper names is the most important, most requirement of this meeting, and never say a target speaker. Say my speaker or Toastmaster announcing his or her name. So overall a great meeting, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Jai Singh.
Thank you, General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Vinod. Today, I kept the grammar role at the end. The reason was I was trying to find how much time we have, because the grammar is definitely one of the most important ingredients. But right now we have only 4 minutes left. And with all your permission, I want to take 5 minutes extra, so total 9 minutes. I hope it's okay for you. If anyone is having any issue, then please protest. Great, thank you. Now I would like to call grammarian Toastmaster Mayuresh. Are you ready?
Yes, Toastmaster of the day, Jay. I'm ready with my report.
Please go ahead and try to conclude within 3 minutes, and then you can share if report is bigger in the group. Apology for this one. Thank you.
Of course. So please allow me to share my screen.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So first of all, this was one of the meetings where we saw a lot of good usage of the word and very few, if any, incorrect usage of the words. And as for the word of the day and the phrase of the day, the users were DTM Meenal ma'am in her presidential address, then our Toastmaster Jitendra, timer Toastmaster Chandra, Sergeant at Arms Mayur, speaker one Toastmaster Dipak, and DTM Vinod sir. They use the word of the day, bootstrap, and the phrase of the day, that is grasp the nettle. It was used by our active listener Toastmaster Venkatesh and first speaker Toastmaster Deepak. For the good usage of word language, we saw a lot of phrases and some new words like the phrase Chota Muh Badi Baat, charisma, everything to live with, nothing to live for, and various quotes like God gives us life, we give it purpose. And we also saw some excerpts from the book like Ikigai, and it shows that the the person who was delivering the speech, he is a very good reader, and he can also remember what he has read and implemented and share his knowledge with us. We also saw audience participation in our second speech from Toastmaster Kunal, and some good usage of words was like move a notch upwards, and some example from Alice in Wonderland in DTM Distinguished Toastmaster Meenal ma'am's speech. As for the incorrect usage of the word language, there was one which was I am requested, whose correct form will be I was requested. And for our introduction, instead of saying this is like for example this is Mayuresh, the correct word usage will be I am Mayuresh or my name is Mayuresh. And the word knife, when it was used in plural form, it becomes knives instead of knives. So that is for the grammarian report. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jay.
Thank you, grammarian Toastmaster Mayuresh. Please post this same in our formal group. Okay, formal WhatsApp group. It will help to people for remember more. Now, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Mayur, could you please launch the poll? Okay, he launch the poll. In between, I would request to Distinguished Toastmaster Prasad and our Distinguished Toastmaster Meenal Madam President to conclude the meeting and take it forward. And in the meantime, our Zoom master will launch the poll. Okay, thank you. And the control back to both of you. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Toastmaster Jay for that all in all good meeting. In fact, a very good meeting. And now, before handing the control to our esteemed guest, I would like to make a few announcements here. Now, the very first announcement would be for Toastmaster of the month for the month of January. And there was a tough competition between two Toastmasters. Out of them, one has emerged as a winner. I'll just take a pause. Let's finish with the voting first. I'll continue after that. I guess we are done with the voting thing. And now coming back to the announcement, Toastmasters of the month for the month of January. So the two Toastmasters between whom there was a stiff competition, they were our very own TMOD Toastmaster Jay and our timer for the day Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Out of them, the winner is, the Oscar goes to Toastmaster Jay. He has led by 2 points.
Thank you.
And runners-up would be Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. Congrats to both of you and keep up the momentum. And you will continue to inspire the fellow Toastmasters. And on the behalf of the club, I'm happy to announce that you will be getting vouchers from Amazon. They will be credited to you very soon after the meeting within the next 48 hours. So that's how we have started it. And there is another surprise for someone who will be Toastmaster of the term. Well, I hold my horses back because we still have 5 months to go, 4.5 months to go. And again, now would like to again express my gratitude to 5 times DTM Toastmaster Prasad Sovani sir, because exactly a month from now, that is on 13th March 2022, we had our club level ISC and TT contest, International Speech Club speech contest and the table topic contest. And for that, I would like to urge all the Toastmasters to complete their eligibility on that part. So the eligibility is you have to complete 2 levels of the path that you have chosen, and then you can participate in the speech contest. And let's work it out with me and our VP Education Toastmaster Insia for completing those levels before you can participate on 13th March. And the keynote speech by Prasad Sovani sir is definitely, I would say, I'm not getting a proper word for it. It's definitely a big insight because we have the speech contest around the corner. So that would help all of us genuinely on all the fronts, in fact. So a big thank you from our entire club, and we will be sharing a small memento for you after the meeting. And now another announcement, as I had mentioned during my presidential address, that it's a renewal season. So we are up to something that has never happened before in Toastmaster Club of Pune Northwest. And now to spill the beans, I would like to call upon our VP membership Toastmaster Jitendra to take the things further. Over to you, Toastmaster Jitendra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Meenal. And I'll be very quick, Jay. I will not exceed the time. But Mayur, can you just give me rights to just share my screen quickly?
You can share.
Thank you. I'll just share my screen. And while I'm sharing the screen, I'm sure you all are excited. Sorry, we have exceeded today's meeting, but I'll make it worth it, the exceeded time with the offer. And as President Meenal mentioned that it has never happened in our club. So this is just to ensure that we regain our strength of the club and we use this opportunity to go back to and again create one more club out of our club. So that is the objective that we are all running behind. Now let me just quickly present and spill the beans, as DTM Meenal said. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have a renewal offer, which is for all the current members. So you can quickly renew and ensure that you get this out of your box and you start preparing for the international and the table topic speech contest. Now, I would need some energy here because this is, as per me, it's the best offer. And I hope you all like it. But if you don't like it, I'm ready for feedback. So you can put the feedback to me on my direct message. So this is a special offer. This is a pre-early bird offer. So we used to earlier announce early bird offers. But before that, I thought let's have a pre-early bird offer. Just to quickly explain. So this is for anyone who is interested to renew for 1 year from now for the next 2 terms. So you can save around rupees 550 on the renewal fees. So you can quickly renew. The deadline for this is 18th of February, 11:59 p.m. So you have to ensure that our bank account gets credited before that time. So you will get this offer. So a quick hands up or thumbs up if you have liked this offer. Yes, no, maybe. Now quickly, again, going to the next offer. This is the offer for 6-month renewal. So if you don't want to go for your annual renewal, if you want to, even if you want to go for 6-month renewal, you can save 250 rupees on your renewal. Now, don't look at this as a monetary benefit, but look at this as an opportunity to extend your learning for another 6 months and also to start preparing for your contest. So is this fine or do you want more?
I have a question.
Yes, Toastmaster Jay.
Okay. So I and sir also having question. So let first I will complete. So the
Sure.
statement written below the above offers are not applicable to XCOM members. I don't think it makes sense. The reason being XCOM members are also the part of the team. They are not, we cannot exclude them because of any reason. Offer means offer and it's for the member.
So it is I agree, but we have taken in our XCOM meeting, we have taken the agreement of all the XCOM members, and as an initiative, we have taken this decision as an XCOM that we will not. We have already renewed, as DTM Minal already announced. We've already renewed our memberships completely without taking that offer because we wanted to just have members come up and take that, and then the new members as well. So that's why we wanted to keep that budget for.
Can I add something here? We had similar situation in our club where there was early bird incentive applicable for 10 people or something like that. And non-executive committee members challenged the executive committee saying that you already know this. So when you launch it, you will be the first 7 whenever it is
Correct.
launched.
Correct.
So it will be unfair to others. So
Correct.
even that year, they decided that XCOM committee members can be in addition to this. Okay, so if it is 12, then 12 plus 7, 19. So 12 non-XCOM committee members, and you can offer the same thing to even EC. They have not done any crime by being in EC, but you cannot say 12 members including EC. So either this or that. Both options are okay. You have to give chance to others. Yeah.
We take the feedback. I'll again take this up in our XCOM meeting, and we'll update the club. But as of now, 12 members excluding XCOM have this opportunity. So you can
can I come in, Jitendra?
Yes, DTM.
Yeah, I raised my hand when Jitendra announced for 1 year, right? So I raised my hand that I am the first person to support my VP membership, to support my president, to support my club, that minimum 1 year I am available over. So I request everybody to support the club. Club needs your support, and it's a good opportunity. It's not question of money. We can pay many money, but it's a support to our club. It's not question of money, right?
Correct. As a team, we want one more child club in this term, or by early next term. So we are very close to that. So let's come together and get this. So I take that feedback, Toastmaster Jay. We'll come back to you. But for members, 12 members excluding XOM, this offer is there, 6 months and 1 year. So now, can somebody say "Ye dil mange more," or this is enough for you?
Sure, definitely.
So I have. Yeah. So let's see what is "Ye dil mange more." So we have additional discounts as well. Because along with this, I am launching a membership campaign as well. So what you have an opportunity is that you can get the additional discount of INR 200 per new member that you get to the club till 25th of February. Now there are some constraints to it. So I'll just read out the constraints. It is applicable only to the first 15 new members introduced to the club. And new members should complete the full payment by 25th February, 11:59 p.m. One constraint is the member should not have attended the meeting as a guest as a reference from TI website in the last term or in the near past. So it should be your reference. They must have attended through you. That is okay. But from TI, we have the records. So it should not have come through the TI website. So that is one constraint. But otherwise, you can go and call out your friends and get them to attend this. And this offer is again, so again, this executive committee member, we'll come back to you. We'll post this again. I'll pick this up in our XCOM meeting. Now I'm quickly covering, concluding with the membership campaign as well. So your friends that you reach out to, they also have a very, very great offer till 25th February. One is you can call them to attend our table topic contest. You can tell them that you can take a part in the contest as soon as you join, because 15th March is our contest. That is one thing you can tell them. So it is not only about money. They can experience what happens in a club contest post joining. So that is a great experience for them. But this is what is the current fees if they join now, February till September if they pay. Now the offer that I've got for them is on the membership, we are reducing 150 rupees on the registration fee, and on renewal again a whooping number which we have never done. And we have taken all XCOM approvals and IPP and all are okay with this. So 350 rupees on the membership, but again this is only valid till 25th of February. So both you also have a target of 25th as a member to get additional discount. Now 200, you imagine if you get 3 members, you get additional 600 on your renewal. So be a salesperson and you can get the benefit more and benefit the club. So apart from monetary benefits, just think that our club will be starting our physical meeting soon. We are trying to do that, but ensure that we have a full house when we start our physical meeting. So our classroom in SNBP's class should be completely full and we should have great applauses from that group. So this is a great offer again. Any queries, you can reach out to me after the meeting, or anyone in the XCOM you can reach out, whoever you are comfortable with. We'll help you get the renewals done ASAP. And the new members also we can get in. And I think we have guests, sorry, just one statement. Guests are here. So you, Chandrakant, Anish, you can take a decision quickly to join, and we'll be happy to complete the formalities today itself. I'll be happy to have you on board today only. Yeah, somebody was saying something. Yeah.
Yeah, Toastmaster Jitendra, I have one question. As you mentioned that Feb 2022 to September, I think it's from March 2022. Am I right? Because Feb is it's 25th. You are saying it's almost end of the Feb. So probably
that is the no. That is the offer. We as a XCOM took that call. That there is one meeting left, but the member will have to take that call. But again, this is a discount that we are offering to. So because we wanted to club it with the renewal. That's why.
Okay. Yeah, Venkatesh, we can discuss later also on this.
We can discuss later. If anything feedback is there on the group, also you can message or direct message. If any edits are required, we'll take an XCOM call and do the edits. But as of now, the offer is Feb to September. All right, that's all from my side, and I am available anytime. Anybody can call me or any XCOM members. I hope you all have the numbers, and we are happy to reach out for any queries, doubts, questions. And I hope this was a great offer. You can give me a thumbs up. Thank you all. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmasters Day, to conclude the meeting.
Thank you very much.
Or DTM Meenal, sorry.
It's okay. Thank you very much, our VP membership, Toastmaster Jitendra. I request you all to pull up your socks and get through the renewal thing ASAP. Now, before we call upon the guests for their feedback, I would like to request DTM Prasad Sovani sir to give his feedback about our meeting as to what he found to be good and what he would like us to improve upon so that we can incorporate it from the next meeting onwards. Over to you, sir.
Am I audible again?
Yes, sir.
So I have always enjoyed coming to your club because your club is full of vibrant, energized members. But I was disappointed when I found only 22 members here today. I thought when I'm going to Northwest, there will be 80 or 90 members. How many members does your club have on paper right now?
39.
39. So I expected 39, maybe 30 of those and maybe 10, 20 guests. So at least 50. But I was disappointed on that front. But otherwise, your energy level is not down one bit. You still are energetic. You still are innovative. I like the fact that you have added R counter report, language evaluator report, and general apparatus report on Excel. And you show the screen there, which is a good innovation during these lockdown meetings. One session in that is to increase the font size so as to fill the entire screen so that people can easily read that. And I have to put on my glasses if I have to read font which is that small. But otherwise, it was a great tool to take your message across to people easily. So people understand exactly what it was. I like this part that in Ellie's report, it was written, this was the error and this is how it can be corrected. So both parts were mentioned quite well. So good job there. Kudos to you on that. Overall, the meeting was running smoothly. I was the one who jumped or made it late. So I apologize for that. I also wanted to comment upon your renewal fees. I think it's a great offer, very lucrative offer. your club can afford that because yours is a rich club. So it's a scheme that it's a golden opportunity for all members to take advantage of. Grab it with both hands. You will not get such offers again, because once the regular meetings start, there will be crowd anyway, and there will be no need for the club to push for bring 2 members and get 400 rupees discount wala offers. So grab those, get the members, get your payment in quickly and take those. I also like the fact that the EC has mentioned clearly that although it's applicable to first 8 or first 12, EC members are not part of that. To make it fairer to both the parties, keep it open for 8 or 12 or whatever be the number for non-EC members, and that is 39 minus 7. 32 members can take advantage of that, of the first 12, of course, and keep it open for your EC members. Let them also benefit from that if they want, but that will be on top of these 12. So if they want, they too can benefit. They have not done any crime by being in EC. So let everyone benefit in this manner. This is my suggestion to you. Otherwise, your meetings are good. One more factor is that the promotion for this particular meeting, I have not seen it on social media. Maybe I'm not on your WhatsApp group and not on your Facebook group, but there are several other groups of which I'm part. So your guys should have promoted this on other groups, such as President's group, VP's group, VPM's group, Ikigai, and there are so many other groups of which you all are part of. So promote on those groups so that there is more crowd. So I think your VPPR has to work on these additional areas where it can be pushed. I'm sure he must have done a good job in other areas where you're already strong, but I think you should add yourself to other groups and promote there as well. So that part was missing. The poster for the meeting, which I saw, I had already commented to Meenal that it has my card. I think the photo is taken from my card. So it has things mentioned on the right side, such as CEO of so-and-so company and all that. So I had sent a better photo, high resolution photo by email, but that was not incorporated. So I think your VPPR will have to work harder than whatever job he is doing currently on these fronts. The poster should have a good photo, not copied from a visiting card. You can ask the speaker, can you send your high resolution image? I would have sent it. I sent it on my own after I saw the poster, but still that was not incorporated. So please work on these few factors. Otherwise, your club is a great club. I'm sure your club will produce champions as well as leaders for the district soon. With that, I hand over back to President Meenal.
Thank you very much, Prasad Sovani, sir. Yes, all the feedbacks would be incorporated, and I sincerely apologize for missing out on the photograph part. We will definitely take care from every next meeting to have the high resolution photograph of the person concerned around there. So it's my bad. Sincerely sorry for that. Now, let me ask the feedback from the guests as to how they found the meeting and what would they like to see as a change, or what would they like to see as a thing included in the meeting. Can we have Anish to have his feedback? Guest Anish?
Yeah.
Yes, Anish, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so this was the first meeting for me. I did not have any idea how a Toastmaster meeting works and what all it has. So it was a good exposure for me. Overall, I would say I like the topic for the day. I like the positivity around and the encouragement all the members give to the speakers. So I felt that it was a very good environment for anyone who wants to improve their public speaking skills. So on that part, I really felt this was very good and very positive environment. I would like to explore more other clubs to see. I think if probably this was the best club, then I would want to see what other clubs look like. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Anish. And we would love to address you as Toastmaster Anish very soon from guest Anish. Now, I would like to hear it from guest Durga as to what would she like to share about this meeting. Durga, over to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Yes, I knew about OTC club in Chennai, but this was the first meeting in Pune club. One of them in Chennai club given a link to me. I don't know how it was, but it was very useful and amazing for this. Then I was very thankful to them. I don't know what I will say. I thank you so much for them. It was very nice and it was very useful to me.
Thank you very much, Durga.
Oh, thank you.
We would like to see you also frequently attending the meetings here. You're
Yes.
always welcome to attend. Now, I would like to hear it from guest Dipak. So what would he like to say about the meeting? Over to you, guest Dipak.
Am I audible and am I visible? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that. It was really amazing meet today, and I really liked the way you guys presented the meeting. Very well done by the Toastmaster of the day, Jai, and President Meenal ma'am. Amazing, and thank you so much, Jitendra, to invite me in this particular meeting. I am really lucky to have I am really lucky to say that I have got an opportunity to hear from Prasad sir about how exactly a Toastmaster has to be, how to deliver speeches and everything. Really like the way how exactly it was conducted. Thank you for the opportunity to simply share my feedback about it. So it's amazing, and thank you so much, Jitendra, because he was continuously in touch with me. Since we had a word, he sent the invite, and then he reminded me about the invite. And I really like the thing that the meeting started on time. The various rules were played by active listener or maybe counter. This is something new for me, but yes, of course, the role of grammarian. I really like the way of putting that symbols like green, yellow by the timer. So it was an amazing experience. Thank you so much, Jitendra. Thank you so much, the entire club. Thank you so much, Jai. Over to you.
Thank you very much, guest Dipak. And we would love to address you also as Toastmaster Dipak very soon. Now, can we have the updates from the Zoom master? Are the results ready?
Yes, results are ready, and I am announcing the best speaker. So best speaker for today's meeting is Toastmaster Kunal. And let me announce the best role players. So best evaluator award goes to Toastmaster Jitendra. Best auxiliary role player goes to Timer Chandrasekhar. Best role player award goes to Toastmaster Jai Singh for the TMOD role. So that's all from my side.
Congrats to all the winners, and thank you everyone for being a part of this amazing meeting and also making it a grand success. Once again, I sincerely thank Prasad Sovani sir for enlightening us with his pearls of wisdom there, and we would always like to hear from you. We would always like to get back to you for the tips regarding any aspect of Toastmasters. On the behalf of Toastmasters Club of Pune Northwest, I hereby adjourn the meeting. Thank you very much. See you again.